So let's talk about chlorophyll and its effect on your gut. Chlorophyll is in those things called vegetables, those things that everyone loves to eat so much of. An average American consumes about 1.5 cups of vegetables per day. They need a lot more. They need about between 7, maybe even 8, 9, and even 10 per day. But if you're doing regular vegetables, you don't need as many because they're more dense. But chlorophyll is the blood of the plant. It's the green plant pigment. And there's some interesting things in chlorophyll, healing properties. The chemistry is very similar to our blood, but the difference is that chlorophyll has magnesium, our blood has iron. Now, when you have gut issues, whether you have leaky gut or there's inflammation, consuming greens can be very irritating to your colon. And this is why people with gut issues might try carnivore, because all of the different chemicals in vegetables, like lectins, for example, can irritate the gut lining. However, if you were to consume vegetables with low lectins, okay, and at the same time remove the fiber, because the fiber can also be an issue, especially if you have SIBO, for example, or you have other imbalances in your microbiome, the fiber can also irritate the gut. So if you were to juice greens, low in lectins and oxalates, for example, and consume those greens, or do a green juice powder, so you're doing this like wheatgrass juice powder without the fiber, that can actually give you the chlorophyll to create some really great improvements on the internal part of your gut lining. So I'm going to put some links down below of some studies on this, but it can improve and even in some cases restore dysfunction in the tight junctions, because that and so the lining of your colon shouldn't have holes in it. It should be very nice and tight, and it should allow only certain things through this barrier. Chlorophyll also greatly supports enterocytes. It's your intestinal cells, and they respond very well when exposed to chlorophyll. Chlorophyll can even slow down the formation of fibrous tissue, fibrosis, and even help to slow down the formation of cirrhosis in the liver. And that is because chlorophyll in itself is a very powerful anti-inflammatory. So anything that is irritating your gut lining, chlorophyll can be a great therapy as long as the lectins are on the low side and there's no fiber. Also, chlorophyll can help support the microbiome, the mucus layer, and support intestinal permeability, which I've already talked about, those tight junctions. If you haven't seen my complete video on digestion, I put a link down below. I think you'll find that very interesting.